Okay, so these are the release notes for Stammer version 1.22.0, and let's jump right into it because we have actually a lot to cover. So the first thing we got out is a minor thing, but inside when you embed the chat widget, and this is only for the agency view, we have instructions for how to embed the chat widget. So we have GHL and WordPress. We're working on others, but let us know in the Discord or open a ticket, if you have any questions, if you need a tutorial written or a video created for these, we will certainly do that. And the next thing is with connecting your Stripe account. There is now an option when you click Connect Stripe Account to select the country code. There are instructions in there on how to format that code, so please follow those instructions. And as always, let us know if you run into any issues. Now, with the lead gen emails, and let me show you what I mean. So if I go to my chatbots, and then if we go to the leads functionality, the emails that we send out with this, we now improved the formatting of the lead gen emails. So please let us know if that formatting is adequate or if you need improvements to it. There's also an idea to add it to where it's more of a template and you can decide where the variables, the lead generation information is going to appear versus setting kind of a custom message for your users. So let us know about that. Another small thing that we got out, actually the bot temperature is now a slider. That is a small thing, but it's easier to do. So that is a slider now. You'll also see this tutorial video about it. This is going to be a UI pattern that we're going to start adopting. So just let us know which of these should have more tutorials on them if you need further explanation. And when you click on this, a little widget is going to pop up. The sizing of it is off right now. We're actually getting that corrected at this moment. But this is a pattern you're going to see throughout the application. And of course, due to the nature of this only shows on the agency side. Another small Stripe related thing is that when your Stripe account is now connected, you can also disconnect it. This was necessary because if you run into an issue where you connected the wrong Stripe account, or if you had an issue with that Stripe account and needed to connect another one, that is now possible to easily disconnect your Stripe account. Okay, and another small thing that one of you requested is the app version number. So we have made it possible to disable the app version number. And interestingly here, we may have to look into this because it's actually not checked, but by uncheck, oh, okay, right, it's for sub accounts. So by default, that is disabled, and you can come in here and check it in order to enable it if you want the app version number to display to sub accounts. So let us know on that. Okay, and another very small thing that I want to mention is when opening a support ticket, we now have this information about how you can create a Loom video. And this is actually in your best interest to create these Loom videos because it really helps explain the issue. And to be honest, it stops you from having to type out a whole bunch of information. So what you can do, just create a Loom video. If you're not using it already, we highly, highly recommend Loom. But yeah, let us know if you have any questions on this. Okay, and you'll notice the banner now that indicates that my white labeled version is available to log into. It's now red, and it now stays around constantly. Because we believe that once your white labeled version is kind of enabled, you should probably be doing most of your work in that white labeled version. But as always, let us know if there's any questions on this. Okay, and let me show you another thing we got out that one of you requested. So this is for sub accounts, but in the scheduling section for sub accounts, GHL has been removed as an option. So let us know if there's any feedback on this. Now, also, one of you was trying to capture Mandarin text with the lead generation feature, and it was actually failing. So it was not capturing that text. That bug has been fixed, and so now Mandarin text can be captured. So let us know if you run into any issues on this. I will also mark that resolved in our board, our roadmap, so you should get notification on that. And while we're on the topic, let me actually show you that roadmap just a moment. Okay, so you can access that roadmap by clicking on the rocket icon here, and then go to all posts. And then from there, you're going to see our roadmap. What I advise you to do, you can actually open up an issue here. We really love it when you guys do that this way because you'll keep tracking it is easier for you. You'll be able to register for it and keep track of it. But if you want to click on the roadmap view here, you can see exactly what we have in progress right now, what's been planned and what's been completed, as well as what hasn't been prioritized yet. And we're stepping up our work on keeping this as updated as possible. But this is a great way to see exactly what we're working on and to request new features be created here. And for every new feature you create, I really recommend you create a Loom video, but as always, we'd rather get the feedback rather than having it be perfect. So if you can't do a Loom video, we definitely understand. Okay, and the final issue that we corrected was there was a problem with the chatbot icon. It was being removed when you were uploading it with a certain condition. That bug has been fixed now. That should be working properly now. And that is it for Stammer version 1.22.0. There's also a ton of stuff happening behind the scenes, us building up infrastructure in order to enable future features that we're working on right this moment. And let me give you a quick preview on what some of those things are. So the Facebook integration, the Facebook Messenger integration, which will allow the chatbot to interact with Facebook. We are working on that now. It's actually live. As far as the page here is available to see, you can't use it yet, but the functionality actually works. We're just working with Facebook to get that application approved so it can access their APIs. So that should be available shortly. Once that's ready, what you'll be able to do is easily connect the chatbot to Facebook Messenger. From there, we will be working on Instagram and then WhatsApp, and this will allow you to easily and seamlessly connect your chatbot to these platforms. Now, another thing we have started the research and development on is the product database, is what it's kind of called. But what we are going to create is the ability to easily define a data structure for the chatbot that it can use to understand your products. So inside that database, it'll just be an interface within our application initially, and then we're going to connect it as an integration to other e-commerce platforms like Shopify. But essentially, it's going to give the chatbot a way to look up and get good data on all of your products and services that you offer. Now, we've already explained this in kind of the office hours, and it'll make more sense once you see some of the stuff we're working on. But this is going to be really a game-changing feature, providing the chatbot with a way to know everything it needs to know about your products and services, including, sending images back to the user about those products, as well as getting detailed descriptions. So we will keep you informed on that, and I really advise you all to join the office hours whenever possible. Okay, and that leads me into the next big effort that we're working on, which is what we're calling right now, sub-prompting. What this is that we have noticed that now there are some new releases of ChatGPT that we're actually going to be adding support for probably within the next day. They've been released a few days ago, and we're going to have to test them extensively because supposedly these new models will make it easier or make the chatbot behave better as far as paying attention to instructions, basically. That's what they're saying. But what we've noticed is that many times with the existing scheduling examples that we have in the marketplace, they work, right? But the moment your use cases start getting more complex and when the prompt starts to grow, the existing GPT-4 chatbots, not the new ones they released, we haven't tested those fully yet, but the existing ones seem to have a tendency to ignore instructions, they get confused, and they start to hallucinate. So what we're going to be doing is using a new technique to reduce the chance of those hallucinations occurring. We're going to be using a sub-prompt, essentially removing all the other details of the prompt, and temporarily the bot is just going to be focusing on scheduling. So in our head, it seems to work. In some bare tests, some basic tests, that we've done, it seems to work. And we're going to be continuing to develop that. That way these chatbots can be a lot more reliable when you have those more complex prompts and complex use cases. But that is basically it for the Stammer version 1.22.0 release notes. As always, keep the feedback coming. Loom videos are amazing if you all can provide them. Remember, that tool is free to use, at least up to a certain point. We pay for it, so I don't remember what that point is. But yeah, it's fantastic. And if you have any issues or even wanted to just explain a concept for us, it's so much easier for you to create a Loom video and rather than sending an email, right, where you have to detail everything out. Interestingly, they also do the AI transcription for the Loom videos, so you can kind of take that transcript and use it elsewhere. You can even throw it in ChatGPT and say, create a detailed email summary, although we prefer you probably give us the actual Loom video. But that is it. We definitely suggest you all join the office hours and continue to give us great feedback. Thank you so much.